All right.
Jonathan and Molly, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Good, good. Jonathan, how you doing?
I am great.
You guys are married and you do a podcast called Star Bazaar.
That is correct.
And you guys review movies like the most hated by critics.
Pretty much, yeah. So they have to have a 40% or less on Rotten Tomatoes or Metacritic, and I went a little crazy with the math on it, but that's what we figured. The majority of critics hated these movies, and maybe they deserve another chance.
So you're just going by the critic score and not the user score?
Yeah, so we find that typically users are a lot more forgiving of movies. I mean, if you like horror movies, you're probably going to like even bad horror movies. Whereas a critic who applies their same kind of standard across the board is going to hate a bad horror movie.
Oh, okay. Because, there were some you guys did. Like, you guys did Kung Pao, and I love that stupid movie. Like,
that movie's great.
A lot of people do. I tell people that we did that, and they always say that. Oh, I love that. I loved that when I was a kid, etc.
Yeah.
And people get surprised, too. Like, something like Hook, which most people who were alive in the 90s think of as a great movie, fun kids movie.
Yeah.
But critics hated that movie.
Really?
Even then,
Wow.
even at the time, like, they didn't like it when it was out?
Yeah, so we try to get reviews from the time period to not, taint it.
Okay.
Yeah, and no, critics did not enjoy that one.
Wow.
Pretty hard to do from movies that old, but,
Yeah, especially when it had a star-studded cast. It had Robin Williams. It had Julia Roberts.
Roberts,
Right?
Dustin Hoffman.
Yes.
Yeah, it was our installment of our Oscar-winning actors category. Because a lot of Oscar winners slum it sometimes.
Did it hold up for you guys though? Did you guys enjoy it? Like, do you rewatch the movies or?
Yeah, so we sit down and watch them, and then we kind of review them. For me, it did hold up. Jonathan kind of thought it was painful to watch as an adult.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, watch it with your kids, sure. Would I ever want to watch it with a date? Or, with friends
On your
my
own.
age? No.
Yeah, no, you ain't gonna seek it out. I love to. I did. I think it was that episode when you mentioned if it's on TV and you're looking for nothing else, you watch it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Everybody has, I think, a list of movies like that, or a kind of a range of movies where they're like, oh yeah, okay, sure, I got nothing to do for 30 minutes while I wait to, for my friend to pick me up.
Yeah.
I've seen this movie a million times, but that's fine.
It's on. I'll watch that scene. Yeah. Have you guys ever guilty pleasures as far as stinker movies go? Are there any that you have?
Oh man, for my list is a lot bigger than his. My standards are so low. I will watch pretty much anything. You, on the other hand, I don't know.
I would say for me, I do generally enjoy the stoner kind of gross out comedies. You know what I'm talking about.
Harold and
right?
Kumar.
Half-Baked.
Yeah, that stuff like Super Troopers.
Yes.
I love Super Troopers.
Yeah.
Not very well rated, surprisingly. Neither was the sequel.
I never
which
saw
was
the
one
sequel.
of our episodes.
I never saw the sequel, but I did.
Good.
I enjoyed the original thoroughly.
Yeah, because we liked the first one so much, we were kind of disappointed with the sequel. But it's not a terrible movie. It's just kind of redoing the first one a little too much.
Okay. And I wanted to mention too, I heard you guys say your parents, have you ever endured a terrible movie just because your kids wanted to see it? I know my kids, when they were little, wanted this Spooky Buddies movie, and it was miserable. Oh.
Yeah, our 5-year-old knows I will put my foot down and not watch something. She can go watch it. I'm not watching. She did want to watch one of the Buddies movies recently. I don't know if it was Space Buddies or Soccer Buddies or something.
I don't even know what those are.
I'm not happy.
Yeah,
It's the ones. So they're all spin-offs of Air Bud.
Yeah.
Do you remember
Oh,
Air Bud?
wow.
Yes, we talked to a guest
Yeah,
about that. He
yeah.
used to have an Airbud podcast. One of our guests not too long ago, Maddie Clopit, Klopit. He had an Airbud podcast, and he went into the buddy movies.
Yes, there are so many at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I sat through the Emoji movie with her, And she got really bored and wanted to turn it off, but
That's
I was
bad.
actually weirdly like interested to find out what happened. So that was kind of a reverse situation where she was like, "Nah, I'm out," and I was like, "Let's just see what happens."
I'm gonna go play with Legos. You can finish this, Mom.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those movies I love, though. I love, oh my God, Big Hero 6 and
That
a couple
was good.
other, Kung Fu Pandas. Like, I fucking love. I love those movies.
Yeah, I remember when Kung Fu Panda was coming out, I was like, even when like Cars was coming out, I was like, there's no way a movie about cars is gonna be good. And then like, I'm just crying in the theater.
I cried at the end of Toy Story 3 when he was too old and he had to give the toys away. I'm like, oh my God, my kids are getting older and I got to get rid of some of their toys. Like, I was like, fuck. Oh.
Yeah, I think if we go see Pixar movies, it's more for us than for the kids. I don't
Yeah.
care what the kids.
They get a little bored, I
They
think.
can fall asleep. I don't care. I'll watch it.
They do love Jumanji, though. You cannot get that kid to stop watching Jumanji.
The new or the
one
old
with The
one?
Rock.
The
the
new
one
one.
with The
Yeah,
Rock.
I haven't seen that yet. I
Yeah.
wanted to see it.
I actually liked it. Yeah, I saw that. I enjoyed it.
It looked cool.
Yeah, it's like her favorite movie.
Nice. Mine are older now. Mine are about 10 and 11, and we just saw the Spider-Verse and Bumblebee movie. So that's cool when they get older, and you could do the older movies.
Yeah, they can. What's weird is like our kids can't really handle movies in theaters too well because they're so loud.
Oh.
But any movie like she can handle at home just fine. So she's 5 and she's seen like Wonder Woman, Justice League. We're terrible parents.
I was gonna ask, like, sometimes you rush your kids, like, on movies, like, I don't know, Ghostbusters. I think they were like 2, and I'm like, yeah, watch Ghostbusters. Like, you forget.
Yeah, that's very true. Like when I was a kid, I watched Gremlins a lot, and
I love that
then
movie.
watching it as an adult, I was like, why did my parents let me watch this? This is terrible.
That's not as bad though. Like, I had a friend in like elementary school, like, who was watching like Chucky and Freddy and stuff, and then yeah, I'm like, no, and Jason, yeah, no, that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her.
My brother was 10 years older than me, so I saw Hellraiser when I was 4.
Oh, I saw
my
that.
God.
Dude, that traumatized me as a
You
little
too,
kid.
Sam?
Yeah.
I
Dude, I used
remember-
to think that Frank guy, the skin guy, I used to
Yeah.
think he was like hiding in my closet when I was little. That guy terrified me.
Yeah, no, I didn't wind up with a fear of
Monsters. in your
monsters
closet.
after that. It terrified me, but Hellraiser not so much.
We were just talking. I hated that original, but Slambo said the remake of it was really good.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
he didn't.
I loved it.
He couldn't not like it. Like, he said it was that good.
The remake of It?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's pretty incredible. We saw it.
Yeah, a couple times.
We liked it.
Theaters when it was on HBO.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you guys interested in the Pet Cemetery? Because I've never seen the original on the Pet Cemetery.
So I have seen the original Pet Cemetery. I've read the book. Now that I don't know if it's now that I'm a parent or what, but for some reason I really can't do movies where kids die anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's not. I know it's going to be good, but it's just not something I want to see.
Yeah. Oh. And what movie have you guys reviewed that you've hated the most?
Oh boy. We've only done about 16 episodes or 20, I guess now. We just recorded our season 1 finale.
Ooh.
It hasn't aired yet. I don't know. What's your least favorite?
So when we started doing this, I said to her, okay, there's going to be some movies where I don't even, like, we can't even talk about it. They're so bad. I don't even want to review it for 20 minutes. It's just, like, we can mention it. We were almost like, we could do, like, 3 minutes on this movie's awful. Never watch it. It's horrible. This other movie that's kind of related, similar theme, maybe it's got some good points. The Snowman, which is, like, 2 years old. It had Michael Fassbender in it, and it's this, like, detective thriller murder mystery. One of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Oh,
Like, it is bad.
I was thinking
And-
like an actual snowman. I was thinking like Jack Frost. Like,
no, it's like a
You
a
wish
serial
it
killer
was Jack Frost.
who puts his bodies in snowmen or something. I don't even care.
That sounds like there's a horror film called Jack Frost where
yeah,
the snowman
guy
is
in Snowman.
possessed. Yeah. So
Yeah, Shannon, what's her name? Shannon Elizabeth from the American Pie movies. She has a pretty memorable death scene in the shower in that one.
She's the one? Okay, yeah, I do remember that. I remember it. I was in like high school when it came out. It was like, yeah, that's what I was thinking when you said the snowman, but it's
So
not.
I think, let's see, sorry. It's kind of a running joke in our podcast. Like, we'll sometimes bring up the snowman of like, it's not worse than the snowman.
And I'll be
That's
like,
the bar.
Yeah, maybe it is.
It's the bottom.
It is.
I don't know. I think for me, it was the most disappointing movie probably was Chain Reaction. So it's got Keanu Reeves, Rachel Weisz. It's like
It's basically The Fugitive, except like they're scientists who are
Yeah.
framed for murder. I don't know, something.
yeah. So it has all like
But
the
boring.
elements of a good '90s action movie, and it's just really
It's
boring.
Also, Highlander 2: The Quickening.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys are. Have you ever seen any of the Highlander films?
I love the original film, like the very first
I
one.
thought you did.
But the
Yes.
every one they made almost after that was just garbage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it would be.
Garbage.
It's an awesome idea, and if with all the '80s reboots and everything that keep coming out the last 10 years, I'm surprised they haven't rebooted it yet. And I know there are some directors that want to, like the guy who made John Wick really wants to if he can get the time or get the rights or whatever. But yeah, Highlander 2 is widely considered one of the worst like Hollywood movies ever made, where they actually did try with a real budget and
Wow.
real effects to make a movie, and it's really awful. And it's not quite awful enough to be like hilarious cult classic where you like go see it on a Saturday night at midnight in a theater and everybody has a party.
Yeah.
It's not that bad,
So it's
but
it's not
just
bad
it's
enough.
just not a good movie.
Ugh.
I saw you guys too did a Terminator movie, and I don't know what movies you covered, but what was the one with the woman, the girl Terminator?
Terminator 3.
That sucked.
So actually, that one is kind of highly rated compared to the other two. So the ones we did that fit our category are Terminator Salvation. That's the one with Christian Bale.
I thought I kind of liked that.
I kind of
I
like that
haven't
one.
seen that since it came out, but I kind of remember enjoying it.
It wasn't great, but I liked the movie. I thought it was an alright.
Christian Bale doing John Connor as Batman was really annoying
Yeah.
to me.
And then it was a twofer. So we also did Terminator Genesis, and that's the one with Emilia Clarke and Jai Courtney.
And it's basically a reboot movie where they kind of make a new alternate timeline and retell the first and second movies.
Was that after the reboot? After the Christian Bale one?
Yeah, it was after. It was like
Oh.
so
even
Salvation
remember
was
that.
like 2009-ish.
Yeah.
And then Genesis was like 2 or 3 years ago. It was when like Jurassic World came out and Genesis,
yeah.
but
I
there
don't
was the
remember
year where
that.
Hollywood just did nothing but like nostalgia reboot
Regurgitate.
sequels.
Yeah.
Like Force Awakens being essentially the same movie as A New Hope,
Yeah.
Jurassic World being the same as Jurassic Park, and then this movie being this like reboot of the original Terminators. And we actually liked that one
Yeah.
a lot more, but everybody hated it. I don't know if people just really hate Hollywood coming in and like rebooting stuff for no reason. And they just get offended at the idea of
Yeah.
alternate timelines. I'm like, come on. It happens enough in sci-fi. Just go with it. If the story's okay, if it's fun, that's what matters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind if something's done a little differently. Yeah, no, I don't mind that at all. I kind of loved the Karate Kid reboot. With
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
Will
The
Smith's
one with
son.
Jaden Smith.
And
Yes.
Jackie Chan, right?
Yes, and Jackie Chan.
Yes. That was really good. Did you guys see that?
But yeah,
No, I haven't seen that one.
This was
I did
awesome. Ah.
I did.
Yeah, that was cool.
So what do you guys
Yeah.
do? You guys generally find that you agree or disagree with the critics?
It really depends on how bad the movie is, I think.
So sometimes the critics we think are way too harsh. Like, especially a lot of like dumb popcorn movies, like summer blockbuster kind of movies that aren't trying to win any awards. They still get critiqued very strictly
Harshly. Yeah.
and harshly. Like most recently, like Venom, the Tom Hardy movie. Critics hated that movie, but audiences really liked it. And it's just a big dumb comic book movie.
My buddy Michael said he loved it. Like, he kind of loves it. Like, he's almost embarrassed to tell people that. But, yeah, he said a lot of people just really hated it.
At the same time, there are movies where even the critics will be like, you know, it's not good, but it's a fun movie. You know, why not go see it in the summer when you're, you know, the kids are on vacation or whatever. It's not going to be great. And we try to find different opinions from critics. We try to include a few quotes of what was said about the movie in reviews, and kind of a lot of times I think we agree with those.
Yeah.
Where, you know, if they make a point like that, where they're like, yeah, this is dumb, but it's fun, so yeah, I kind of liked it. And we'll be like, it was kind of fun, even though it was really, you know, just nonsensical.
But yeah, when we watched All About Steve, like, critics absolutely tore that movie apart. And Sandra Bullock won a whole bunch of Razzies for it. Like, it did not go well. And we're like, what did they hate about it? Like, it's not that bad.
Yeah. Wow. I was going to ask, too, are there any, like, popular movies that you guys felt, like, shouldn't have deserved, like, their fame? Because, like, what was that one, oh, my God, what was the one with the big robots? Oh, my God, it was so big. And they
With
just did a sequel.
Hugh Jackman?
They
Was
just
that
did a sequel
Steel?
recently.
No,
You're talking about
Pacific Rim.
Oh,
Pacific
Pacific
Rim,
Rim.
and I hated the original, and I know they just did a sequel, and I heard a couple people that I know say they didn't like that either. Like, I don't know why that was so popular.
Yeah, so I did watch the sequel recently. He had no interest in watching the sequel after watching the first one. And that's the kind of movie where it's, like, fun to look at, but the story doesn't support it at all. So you're just like, why am I watching this?
I was thinking, too, you said Real Steel, right? I do remember
Real
that.
Steel, that was the one, yeah.
That was
I was
a
thinking.
crap, a big pile of crap, I thought.
I may or may not have cried in that movie because you feel for the robot.
Oh. See, I felt that way about Bumblebee in the first Michael Bay movie when he thought he died. I was like, oh, no, I'm sad. I got tears. Bumblebee almost died.
What was the really stupid movie that you were surprised that I cried in that we watched recently?
I don't know.
It was one of the ones we did for the podcast. It was a terrible movie, but, like, it got me wasn't it? It was Patient Zero.
Oh my gosh.
So we watched this straight-to-video movie starring Stanley Tucci, Matt Smith, and Natalie Dormer. And it's, like, the worst zombie movie that's not a zombie movie you've ever seen.
Thinking zombie when you said the title.
Yes. And it's not good. It's really cheesy, and I definitely cried in.
Yeah, and I'm looking over like, are you seriously crying right now? No, leave me alone.
Yeah, it was pathetic.
What was the scene that made you cry?
Well, it's kind of spoilery, but a character dies, and then they, like, go to like the wall of graves for all the people that have died, and, like, give him, like, a little eulogy, and I was done.
Slambo, what movie makes you cry?
When I was a little kid, the end of Terminator 2, where he lowers himself into the molten metal.
The
and
molten,
he gives,
The
yes.
thumbs up in the
gives him the
molten metal.
thumbs up. Yeah, when I was a little kid, that used to make me
Wow.
cry a little bit.
Wow.
Don't lie. You cried, like, last year when you watched that, didn't you?
Yeah, probably.
I've cried at some commercials. There was a commercial a few years ago with this kid that died and his parents. It was, like, fucking sad. It was sad.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just gets you. You don't know. You don't expect it. It'll happen.
Yeah. If you go to a Pixar movie, like, you know you're gonna cry, but when it kind of pops up out of nowhere, you're like, dang it, they got me.
What movie makes you cry, Sam?
Man, it's a tough question.
There's been a
gotta
couple
be...
recently. Like, the Bumblebee movie had a few spots, and what was the Spider-Man movie?
Oh, that was,
Had a-
I definitely almost cried during that movie.
had a few spots in it. The
The
Spider-Man
animated film.
Yeah, it's like, God damn it, I'm fucking in my 40s and I'm crying at a cartoon. No.
Have you guys seen Captain Marvel yet?
No.
Yeah, I did, and I'm not a huge fan of it. I didn't hate it, and people get mad at me when I'm like, I didn't really, like, I didn't love it. It wasn't great. I kind of don't.
I see a lot either way.
I don't know,
see
like,
a lot
my biggest issue with it, and people are like, oh, but she was like that in the comic, and I'm like, yeah, well, I'm not interested, was the fact that she's, like, super powerful, and I'm just like, ugh. Like, I don't need this.
It's the Superman problem. But my question is,
Yes.
did any of you cry during the Stan Lee tribute for the Marvel opening?
That was sad. I didn't cry, but yeah, I teared up a little bit.
Did they? Yeah,
did.
I don't know. I
It
felt
got me.
I felt the one in Spider-Verse, the Stanley appearance in Spider-Verse. I felt that was just like, wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so basically what they do is, like, instead of the usual Marvel opening where they show, like, the comic pictures,
Yes.
they show, like, clips of Stan Lee and from all of his, like, cameos and behind the scenes stuff, and I just started bawling.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's major.
Mm-hmm. So good.
What was your favorite
Do you-
cameo? Anybody?
Oh, of
Anybody?
all the,
favorite
like, of all the Stan
favorite
Lee
Stanley
cameos?
cameo? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a rough one.
What was the one he was in a library? It was one of the Spider-Man. I think the second. I think it was one of the Amazing ones. He was in a library. I think. I don't know. I don't remember it like completely, but I remember it being my favorite.
I like him as the barber in Thor Ragnarok.
That was great. That was really great. Yes.
Actually, as much as I didn't like Venom, I did like Stan Lee's cameo in that. Like, he shows up at the end and just says something to Eddie that was like great. I don't even remember what it was. I just remember really liking the cameo.
He is in Teen Titans Go to the Movies, and it's actually him. Like I didn't know for sure, but because it's a DC movie. But yeah, he is in Teen Titans Go to the Movies, which is animated. It's so good, so good.
Yeah, movies have been really killing it lately with the animated superhero movies. Like, a bunch of the critics we talked to, they thought Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse should have won, like, all the awards for best movie, period, not just best animated.
Yeah, it was really good. What do you guys feel about Bohemian Rhapsody? Did you see that?
We did not.
We have not seen it.
Wow, that's surprising.
See, here's the thing. We like
different kinds of
movies. Dramas really aren't my thing. So...
And it has to be really good for me to be tempted to go see something by myself. Because I usually am like, I'll just later. Whatever, it's fine. I don't care.
Like, you get it. It's like, are we going to get a sitter? Are we going to, like, pay all that extra money for a babysitter, go out to the movies together,
pay for tickets.
Yeah.
Or we can just wait until it's on HBO in like 6 months.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because just going to the movies alone is like, you're dropping like 50. You're at least dropping 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. We live where movies are cheap. If we lived somewhere where, like, you're paying $15, $20 a ticket, like, heck no.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Definitely wait for it then. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. But a lot of people didn't like the continuity of it. One of our buddies last week said that just the way in the movie he announces he had AIDS before Live Aid, but in actuality, it didn't happen until after, like a year or two after. So yeah, I get that, but I still feel it was a great movie.
I just like that's one of those movies I love. I'm really into rock and metal and all the whole thing. And I just love the biopics about the people that were involved in it,
Yup. But yeah, definitely when you get a chance, see it, guys. I'd say see it.
Yeah, Jonathan's a big classic rock guy, so I think...
I'm sure we'll see it. If it comes on Netflix or HBO or whatever, the 15 streaming services that we have.
Yes.
Which is annoying, but...
I know, I was just talking to Slambo about that on one of the breaks, and he was like, yeah, it's like... basically just cable all over again. But, like, at this point, you're paying even more for all these subscriptions than you would for cable.
Hulu. Yeah.
At some point, somebody's going to come along and go to those companies and say, okay, give me a cut and then give me a discount, and I'll sign people up for 10 of your services packaged into one bundle, and that literally will be cable. And I'm sure that's where we're going. I mean, we already have, like, Spotify and Hulu are packaged together for some deals,
and you get Showtime with it too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. I don't know why every company needs to have their own. That's what annoys me. Like Best Buy, you don't have Samsung saying, you know what, we don't want Best Buy selling our stuff, we'll make our own Samsung store. So why does Disney need to say, well, we're making our own streaming service because we don't like that Netflix is making all this money? It's going to lead to nowhere good, I think.
I'm sad. I'm really excited for Jordan Peele's reboot of, what is it, Outer Limits?
Yes.
But it's only on CBS All Access, and I'm like, I want to see it, but I'm not paying however much money it is.
I'm never
just for one show.
CBS. No.
I actually forgot he was doing that, but that does look awesome.
Yeah, the trailer looks really cool. That movie scared the heck out of me when I was a kid.
That show?
Show.
Okay. Yeah.
Both. Show and the movie.
Guys, we have to wrap this up, but it's been a blast talking to you two.
Thank you so much for having us. It was awesome.
No problem. Where can everybody find you guys?
So we're on social media at One Star Bazaar. That's one spelled out. And listen wherever you listen to podcasts.
Bazaar as in a marketplace, not as in the weird.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure most people would get, but just in case.
Yes.
BAZAAR.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Have a good one.
Good one.
You too.
Bye.